What is my opinion on whether a seller is obligated to disclose a data center project within a 1 mile radius of the subject property? And of course, with these seller disclosure questions, we always have to go back to the 4 elements required before a seller has any duty to disclose anything before I can give an answer on this. So the first one is that the seller has to have knowledge of the quote unquote defect. Right now we're talking about a data center project. We'll get into whether that's an actual defect or not, but the seller has to know about it. I will assume that that element is present here. The next element is that it has to be a hidden defect. It cannot be open and obvious. And for a data center project of the scale that would affect the value of the homes within a 1 mile radius of it, which is going to be important for this analysis, I think that this would be publicly available knowledge. There might be articles written online about it. There might be press releases. There might be news coverage about the project. And that's where I think the analysis here stops, because unless the seller is somehow connected to this project and has insider knowledge about it, the fact that the seller knows about it probably means that a buyer could find out about it as well. There's probably some sort of publicly available information about this project floating around out there in the world that the buyer could get their hands on. And remember, it is up to the buyer to do their due diligence to discover any defects or any attributes about the property or surrounding the property that are publicly available. The other element is that it has to have a material effect on the value of the property. So a buyer claiming a seller had to disclose this data center would have to show that the existence of this data center, not right next to, but within a 1 mile radius of the property, has caused an adverse material effect on the value of the property. I think that would probably be hard to do as well, depending on the area. So my answer here is no, it does not have to be disclosed by a seller. Now, whether the seller wants to disclose it or should disclose it might be another analysis, but as far as the legal requirement, my answer here is no. Hope this helps. Bye.